Think of the Netherlands, what probably comes to mind first is the beauty of this country, often nicknamed the Land of Windmills. This nickname isn't just a metaphor. The Netherlands is indeed home to many windmills scattered throughout its territory. In fact, there are over 1,000 windmills from the 1850s that still stand today. These windmills were originally used as a source of energy for dike and pump systems. These dikes and pumps played a crucial role in the land reclamation system, making the land lower than sea level to prevent flooding and high tides. Consequently, windmills have become iconic symbols of the country. But let's set aside windmills for a moment. There are some unexpected and surprising aspects of the Netherlands that might just leave you astonished. In this country, casual sex is legal, leading to the establishment of a well-known legal prostitution area called the Red Light District. Here, sex workers are required to pay taxes to the government, and their privacy is stringently protected by rules against unauthorized photography. If you plan to visit, there are some unwritten rules to be aware of to respect this space and its workers. First and foremost, taking photos is strictly prohibited. The privacy of sex workers is a top priority, and violating this can lead to serious consequences. Secondly, the status of the sex workers can be indicated by the color of the curtains in their establishments. Closed red curtains mean the worker is currently with a client. If the curtains are blue, it signifies that the worker is a transgender sex worker. In addition to the red light district, there's an area known as De Wallen, which is home to a sex museum called the Sex Museum. This museum offers a historical perspective on human sexuality and is a popular attraction for those curious about the cultural context of sex work in this area. In the Netherlands, marijuana is legal, a policy that started back in 1976 with the introduction of licenses for marijuana sales. The aim was to separate hard drugs from soft drugs, with marijuana classified as a soft drug. There are still some regulations in place for the sale of marijuana. Coffee shops, the primary establishments for buying marijuana, are not allowed to serve alcohol or any other drugs. Additionally, customers must be at least 18 years old to purchase marijuana. To ensure a safe environment, Dutch law prohibits coffee shops from operating within 250 meters of schools. Besides coffee shops, marijuana can also be found at street vendors, with prices as low as 30 euros. To attract buyers, marijuana is sold in various forms such as lollipops, brownies, chocolate bars, and there's even a marijuana museum. Different cities have different rules regarding marijuana consumption for tourists. For instance, Maastricht prohibits coffee shops from selling marijuana to tourists, while Amsterdam allows it, though there are talks of revising this rule to reduce the number of tourists consuming marijuana in the city. Even though you can hang out at a coffee shop for a long time, the Dutch government limits the amount of marijuana one can consume per day. An individual is allowed up to 5 grams of marijuana per day. Exceeding this amount can lead to legal trouble. Additionally, buying large quantities of marijuana is discouraged, as Dutch marijuana culture promotes sharing with friends rather than indulging alone. Tourists are advised against consuming marijuana in open public spaces. Although it's not explicitly banned, the smoke can disturb those nearby. Similar to cigarette smoke, reckless consumption that disrupts public peace can lead to strict penalties. It's always best to ask the coffee shop or accommodation staff about the local rules regarding marijuana use. If you prefer to enjoy marijuana in a park, do so in small quantities, away from crowds and children, to ensure a responsible and respectful experience. In this country, individualistic lifestyles contribute to a sense of emotional loneliness among young people, even when they live with their families. This sense of isolation is also prevalent among the elderly, who often lack close family ties. In addition to legalized casual sex, same-sex marriage is also legal in this country, enshrined in national law. This historic legislation was first enacted in 2001, with Amsterdam's then mayor, Job Cohen, officiating the weddings of 4 same-sex couples at midnight on April 1st to celebrate the occasion. As a result, the Netherlands has become a favorite destination for the LGBT community, renowned as one of the most LGBT-friendly countries in the world. Numerous gay bars have been established in various locations, and the country even features the Homo Monument in the city center, honoring gay men and women. Despite these progressive laws, the Netherlands still grapples with significant issues such as human trafficking and forced labor in various companies. Each year, there are between 100 and 200 reported cases of such exploitation. To address the loneliness felt by both young people and the elderly, it's crucial to foster a more connected and supportive community. While legal frameworks supporting LGBT rights and individual freedoms are strong, there's a need for more social initiatives that encourage interpersonal connections and support networks. Creating programs that bring people together, whether through community events, social clubs, or volunteer opportunities, can help alleviate the sense of isolation. This approach not only improves individual well-being, but also strengthens the social fabric of the country. Hold on to your hats, because this fact might surprise you. Despite its liberal lifestyle, the Netherlands has a very low number of inmates. While most countries strive to reduce crime and empty their prisons, the Netherlands faces the opposite issue. They import prisoners to make use of their prison facilities. This unusual situation arises from the country's exceptionally low crime rate. Studies indicate that there are only 61 crimes per 100,000 residents. Out of the total crimes committed, not all result in imprisonment. With a population of around 17.7 million, the Netherlands sees only about 9,810 criminal cases annually. Due to this low crime rate, the Dutch government has taken the unique step of importing prisoners from other countries. For instance, they have an agreement with Norway to house 240 of their prisoners. This arrangement helps the Netherlands utilize their prison budget effectively. In 2013 alone, the Netherlands closed 19 prisons due to a lack of inmates. This trend continued, with 5 more prisons shutting down in 2017. To date, numerous prisons have been closed for the same reason. This situation underscores the Netherlands' success in maintaining low crime rates and highlights the innovative solutions the country employs to manage its resources efficiently. Despite being a wealthy country, the Netherlands faces a significant shortage of burial space. As a result, Dutch citizens cannot purchase burial plots outright. Instead, they can only lease them for periods ranging from 5 to 20 years. Funerals in the Netherlands are also notably expensive. The higher the social status of the deceased, the more elaborate and costly the funeral tends to be. It's not uncommon for families to spend substantial amounts, sometimes even selling assets to cover the expenses. The costliness extends beyond the ceremonies to the headstones as well. Dutch headstones are typically crafted from high-quality materials such as Blue Mountain stone, Arduin or Blauwsteen, or hard coastal stone, Koosteen, sourced from Sandra's southern India. These stones are quarried from the Tamil Nadu hills along the Coromandel coast. This approach to burial and funeral practices reflects both the economic realities and the cultural values of the Netherlands, highlighting the importance placed on memorializing loved ones with dignity and respect, even in the face of limited space and high costs. The Netherlands, despite its wealth, lacks natural resources due to 2/3 of its land lying below sea level. This geographical reality means dense forests or mountains are virtually absent. Moreover, this low-lying landscape poses ongoing challenges, as the country could potentially face natural disasters or flooding at any time. To counter these challenges, the Dutch have pioneered hydroengineering technologies to support homes built above water surfaces. However, studies suggest that these homes may face structural challenges within the next 30 years, marked by cracks appearing in some houses and rising sea levels. Despite these risks, the Netherlands has thrived as a developed nation excelling in agriculture, horticulture, and advancing industries such as transportation and water resources management. This economic prowess has translated into a high per capita income, solidifying the Netherlands' position as a significant player in the global economy. This unique blend of environmental adaptation, technological innovation, and economic achievement underscores the Netherlands' resilience and ingenuity in overcoming its geographic limitations.